Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, everybody. I'm Luscious Balzac of FJRD. Today we have a Division H match for ISC Season 6. Division H, we have Mechwarrior UA Community versus FJRD Jägers. Should be interesting to watch. Now, these teams have opted to play on European servers, so I don't know if I'll connect in time to catch the very beginning of the matches, but we'll see. But yeah, Division H, it's a little bit lower down there, so I expect a lot more spread damage across mech components. I don't fully expect pure CT hits or all the damage going directly into a focused leg. But I'm willing to be surprised. So yeah. Oh, is that an Iron Wolf pack I hear?
Yeah, testing. 1, 2, 3. Am I coming in?
Yeah, you're coming in loud and clear.
Bet.
Welcome,
All right.
welcome.
Yeah, sorry I'm a touch late. Do we have a map room, Luscious? Are we going to be doing any map breakdown? Any
Yeah,
strategy?
I do in fact have a map room. We are currently live. Let me get you in the lobby real fast.
Sounds good.
And I will shoot you the map link.
Fantastic. Yeah, drag me on up into spectator.
Yep.
Sorry if I didn't realize they were going to be on before 3, so.
No worries.
Alrighty. Are we looking at the maps right now? Also, good evening, everyone. Good to be here. Excited to see this matchup. I'm not very familiar with the UA team.
Me neither, honestly.
I know Svedrum. Yeah, I see him in faction around, so I know that guy, but other than that, I'm not really familiar.
Would you like to do a little map breakdown for them right
Sure.
now,
So
Iron?
we got team 1, team 2 here. Is team 1 already locked?
They have not said locked yet.
Okay. Okay. So, assuming this breakdown, I'm predicting if they're going this with 3 lances, that's not favoring any side. So I'm gonna predict some kind of middle action here just from that. What I've seen a lot of is a lot of teams like playing the sides. We've seen a little bit of heavy pressure on Theta. I think particularly from the team 2 side, it seems like I see more Theta play from team 2. But it seems like from what I've from the games I've watched this week that teams like playing the high ground, sending lights to Theta on either side, and kind of skirmishing over there, playing with like mid-range to long mid-range wet mechs. So with this lock though in Charlie Bravo Alpha, it's a little bit weird. I actually wouldn't be surprised if we see them send two mechs to Epsilon, 2 mechs to Kappa, split up their force, maybe Beta or Echo 2 receive. But knowing this being what division is this?
This
H?
is Division H.
So this being Division H, I would guess that we're gonna see some pretty heavy brawl action in the middle. That's just what my inkling is.
Now, I'm curious. You said with the 2-2-2 split, we might see 2 to the side caps each and 2 to Theta. Do you think that would be beneficial in any meaningful way?
Sorry, repeat that. I'm just putting in chat that Svedrum unreadied after they said locked.
Gotcha,
So
gotcha.
he needs to ready back up here. Okay. Yeah, sorry. Repeat the question.
Yeah. So earlier you were stating that with the 222 drop, they could send 2 to the side caps, to each of the side caps, and then here let me just get the
Yeah.
pencil tool, and then send 2 to theta, right? So just like that. Do you see any real benefit to doing something like that?
No. I think that you should stick together. Personally, I think that it's unwise to do this kind of heavy split on this drop. The mechs that you're gonna be fighting are super fast, but it is Div H, so pretty much anything's on the table. Um, that being said, yes, I definitely wouldn't recommend this. Wouldn't recommend that kind of strategy there. So we're looking at Alpha Bravo from the Jägers. So or Jaeger, regardless. So Alpha is telling me and Bravo that they're not planning to play side. This line screams we're going straight to Theta. Because if they were going side cap, then they'd be probably rolling up towards, Charlie Lance spawns. So that's how I'm thinking this is probably gonna go. I'm looking at 2 Theta pushes here, and we'll see what the mechs are, obviously.
Well, here's hoping that we get a nice big easy brawl right on theta.
I think that signs point to yes. I will give my opinions on the mech choices when I see them in here put in.
Yeah, just a heads up, they requested that it be played on European servers. So I know both of us are NA. We might not always load in to the match before the match actually starts.
I mean, are you still loading? Because I'm in.
No,
here
I was able to make it in.
Okay, because the spectators generally load in a lot quicker than everyone else. So
there was one match that I was casting the other day, and
which team do you want to cover? Just so we're on the same page. Which one do you want to go on?
I'll cover the one that's closest to the spectator drop.
So you're on Gamma Point.
Yep.
Team 2.
Yep.
Okay, I'll cover the other team.
But
we'll be able to get pretty quick impressions. But carry on.
Yeah, there was a match yesterday that I was covering that I loaded in like 20 seconds into the match. So I showed up late. I was like, oh man, everything's already starting. Alright, Team 2 side, Jägers, we have 2 Javelins, a Locust, a Crusader, Phoenix Hawk, and a Charger.
Yeah, on the other side, we've got Charger 181. I want to see what the build is on this, because that matters. I'm going to guess. Small lasers. I don't like that build. I think that build is not particularly strong. Let's see what... Okay, we got Med-X Pulse on the Arrow. And then the others are going to be kind of your Light Max Serm. Or no, single Snub Serm 2... a Hellfire. Yeah, it just kind of... They're kind of weird builds. I don't really like this deck comp from the Ukrainian Avengers. It's a little bit strange, but let's look at the play here. So we got some reds close. The Javelins, Atom Core, and Yuri Pro are kind of trying to scout the another enemy team. I really don't like that they have this Charger on the low ground. That's very vulnerable. He needs to be further back. He can't be the point mech. You don't bring a Charger to be a point mech in this drop. Let's see what they've got on the other Charger. 2 large X-Pulse, 5 small lasers. That's a better build, I think, for the Fjord Charger. But we'll see how it all plays out. We got a PPC, 1 snub, 1 ER PPC on the Crusader. Okay, they're hard push coming in from UA here. The Fjord guys need to get ready for a receive and need to engage with their guys. Okay, the Javelins are getting caught out here, but here we go. Here's the receive. Now let's see if we can get the focus fire down the line. That Blackjack needs to be the primary target here. He's going to be the highest DPS. Kind of a weird push. It's very static, very trade heavy. Okay, they're going for the Charger. They're finally zooming in on this guy. This guy needs to be a lot more careful about what they're doing. Fjord, I feel like, has the advantage here. Maybe not percentage-wise, because that Locust is taking a little bit of damage, but The
Ooh,
positions.
Yuri just went down.
Oh, whoa, got way overextended. Now the push is coming. So they need to go get in on here on this blackjack. This blackjack needs to go. He's lagged. If they want to win this match, they need to get in on them right now. They're going in right now. So they're going in on him. Double open leg on the Vulcan here. They need to get it out. Okay, Vulcan's lagged, so is the blackjack.
I don't know if you noticed, but the Urban Mech's behind the Charger and just took him out.
Okay, well, they got both of the two lights down there. Okay, it's 3-2 here. Fire starter super low. The lights are going down for Ukrainian Avengers, but that's not the right focus fire. The targets are just not focused properly. They're focusing the wrong guys, and that's going to cost them the match here. Fjord, they shot the light mechs and not the heavies. They needed to get really aggressive. They had them right where they needed to have them. All they needed to do was just go right in on that Charger and not let them get outflanked. That was not nearly aggressive enough. They had, I think, a build advantage there. But the focus fire was good on both teams. It was just one team focused the big mechs, one team focused the small mechs, and that's all it takes. You know, you gotta try to kill the weight first.
Yep.
So
I think they should have focused down the Hellspawn first, because those SRMs and the snubs, like, sure, it's 5 SRM2s, but
it's one snub, 5 SRM2s. That build is honestly not that lethal. I would say the Charger needs to go first. He needs to go first.
okay, with those small lasers.
Like. That thing can't put in that much work if you just push its face in. So if we look, the damage, the arrow did the most damage to the Charger by far, 337. The arrow did a good job, but you really need to focus that arrow and that Charger down first. So that's really what it needs to be.
Yeah, the Urban Mech snuck up behind the FJRD Charger, and I don't know if he was focusing legs or back CT, but as soon as I saw that Urban Mech, a couple seconds later, that Charger went down.
Yeah, he needs to be a little bit more aware, and they need to either get him more aggressive or they need to make sure they're covering his back. Like, that's just what it comes down to. That Urban Mech was all out on his lonesome on the flank. The Charger for Fjord did 324. Like, he was putting in work, and he was getting a lot of damage out. It was just, it was really just a matter of trying to focus the right targets. That Charger had just turned to fight that Urban Mech. That Urban Mech wouldn't have stood a chance.
Yep.
But that's just a mistake in focus fire. It's focusing smalls instead of bigs. You got to focus the bigs first. Give up one back shot. Lose a light early. That's the mistakes that cost you a match like that.
I agree. Trying to find series on the map tool.
Yeah, so I can switch it over.
Hidden. There it is. Oh, oops.
There we go. That's Canyon.
There we go. And
Great.
Let's just go ahead and switch over to the map view. Do you have any input that you'd like to share on series?
Weirdly enough, what I've seen for a lot of teams like to receive on side 2. They really like this Bravo 4 hill. And even this Bravo 3 hill. And teams like to push from side 1. That's what I've seen the most of. Like these channels, or really like these channels for attacking. So that's what I've seen the most of. I feel like I mean, receiving on side 2 is a solid strategy. It's just it requires, you need a bit of finesse here.
You need to know your angles to get around the junk piles.
Mm-hmm. And they're going 2-2 and 2 here again, so I would look for another brawl here too. I mean, why wouldn't you? You just want to brawl, so.
Yep. Brawl is the safe and effective strategy.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if Jaeger has a counter punch here. But okay, we're locked.
We got team one locked.
And yeah, we're seeing 2-2 and 2 here again. So I've seen some strats where people try to like defend Kappa, but then you'd really want to stack Alpha. I've seen where people try to get up into Charlie 4, and then obviously Bravo 4 stacks. I'm gonna anticipate that we're gonna see this push here, just onto Theta. And with Bravo Alpha, I mean that's the same. Like you're gonna try to do some kind of pathing, maybe set up a receive here in D3 if you see that they're coming. But I'm expecting a big chaotic brawl around Theta again. That's what makes sense to me. Now the Jaeger guys look like they really want to receive, so I wouldn't be surprised if they put a couple mechs up here.
So I believe you have the teams on the map view flip flopped.
Oh,
Team 1 is
flip-flopped.
the south
Okay.
side. Team 2
So
is the north side.
either way, so we're looking at Alpha Bravo. Yeah. So regardless, Alpha Bravo. You could see with the Bravo Alpha like this, you could see, well, we're gonna go up into B4, receive there. We're gonna cap Kappa, put pressure. And then again from this, if you're seeing 2, 2, and 2, that just kind of signals to me that you're trying to probably all coalesce here. Unless you're, especially on a map like this where you can't really play verticals like Kappa and Epsilon, it's not really a play.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Okay, they're locked.
Looks like we have
Bravo
all
Charlie,
teams
actually.
locked.
So if it's Bravo Charlie, I'm gonna say probably Charlie 4 is where they're probably trying to play from. That's what I guess. We'll see.
Well, thank you for that insight.
Yeah, I'm just saying stuff, man.
Hey, you know what? Like, you have you have the more comp knowledge for this comp than I do.
All the knowledge I have is just from watching games. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so you want to take Sigma again, and I'll take
Yep.
the Gamma side.
Heard. Works for
Or not the
me.
Gamma side, the Gamma.
Yeah, it would be
right?
Gamma side.
Yeah, Gamma side. Bet. Yeah, just waiting for them to drop in here.
Love waiting.
Again,
Love the load times.
I know you can't see my screen, but I think this Charlie 4 high ground people like, or this Charlie 3, Charlie 4 high ground. Okay, here we go.
All right. From the Jaeger
Okay.
side, we have a Flea, a Battlemaster, a Catapult, 2 Crusader 6Ts, and a Orion VA. So that
Yeah, it's
screams
full-
brawl to me.
It's full brawl from Ukrainian as well. We got 2 Charger 1A1s, another one of those Hell Spawns, a Crusader, a Quick Draw IV4, which is some old school stuff right there with the double MRM 30s.
Ooh.
It's old school. And then a Phoenix Hawk 7S for a little bit of skirmish. And then a Crusader 6T. I'm assuming that's going to be peeps and smalls. Let me see. Yeah, snubs and smalls. What do they got on the Crusaders over there on the other side? Okay, well, we're actually getting really aggressive from the red team already.
Going
We're getting
straight to the cap.
Phoenix Hawks with ER medium lasers. Again, I don't like that build. But
So
Jaeger
it looks like
needs to get
Jaeger
aggressive here.
grabbed Theta. And they're setting up, what is that, Bravo 4? Delta 4?
Still weird brackets on these Crusaders. Oh, and they're going in, actually. They want the smoke here.
They're full sending. They got Adam Core on point. at
They
the
don't
tip of
see
the
each other
spear.
yet. Oh, now they see each other. Okay. So they need to get ready to get aggressive here. Are they dropping narrow in the channel? Red team is? Yeah, it looks like Fjords. No, they're trying to go around, loop around the outside to not take damage as they go in. They're getting ready to brawl. That's what they want. They need to jump on this Charger right now. This Charger needs to go. That's what it is. This is their moment. He's extended. He's where he needs to be. They need to go full engage. They're stacked way too close here. They need to go and engage here. Okay. Looks like some of them are going in. They're going in on the wrong Charger here, but they need more help on this side. That Crusader's got overextended. He's gonna leg this Charger, but I don't know if it's
Crusader
gonna
goes
matter
down.
here. Yeah, they're not getting aggressive enough in core like cohesively. So they're gonna get Salty Dwarf and the Flea on this Charger, and they're dropping down on this Charger now. They need to do that a little while ago, I think, but we'll see. They're starting to get gobbled up from behind, but they've got these Chargers isolated. That might be enough.
That Charger finally went down, but now Jaeger's just taking back shots.
Well, they might be okay here. We'll see how this plays, but they need to get that Crusader. The Hellspawn is really wounded on the legs. The Battlemaster needs to get its shots in. The Battlemaster's targeting, again, the Phoenix Hawk. That's not the right target. But they need to kill this Crusader. This Crusader's almost double-legged. He's
Crusader's down.
They've got a chance here. It's 3-4. I think that the Jaeger's going to win this.
Phoenix Hawk just got legged.
Yeah, Phoenix Hawk is legged. I think they're 2 beat up. Oh, and then we get a shutdown from the quick draw. He's getting poured out. But they need to finish this Phoenix Hawk. Phoenix Hawk needs to go down here. Okay, they got the Hellspawn down. And then, yep, Phoenix Hawk, and it's going to be 3 versus 1. I just don't think this... Yeah, there's no way this IV4 can... I don't think this IV4 can bring it home.
IV4 got legged.
Orion's legs, but has almost all of his other armor, so
yep.
Yeah.
And there goes.
That's gonna go the way of Jägers. That's a good brawl. That's a good way to pull it back. They got to they did not commit enough early on, and they lost Crusader for free, but managed to get the other team split up and just had a massive DPS advantage. And I think you're gonna see that play out down the stretch here. So from UA, like that they got a Charger to do 145. That Charger that dropped down did almost nothing. He got trapped in the low ground, and that was pretty much realistic. That's what lost him the game. We got the Crusader 6T Thinking Shadow and the Battlemaster Rainbow Set both breaking 600 damage. Those guys really put the work in. Then Wrath Maniac in the Orion VA just going ham, 558. So we got 3 guys over 500. They had 1 guy with that quick draw. But that Phoenix Hawk actually did a lot of damage.
The Phoenix Hawk did work. The quick draw did quite a bit of work, honestly.
Quick draw was definitely the MVP for that team. He put a lot of damage downrange. I mean, that Crusader did too. But they managed to get those Chargers both before they could break 400, and that's what really won them the game. But that Phoenix Hawk, I'm surprised he was able to get 423 with 7 ER mediums. Maybe he's running a smaller engine with more heat sinks. That just build doesn't have that much DPS, I don't feel. So he did a really good job with what he had on that. But maybe that's just my opinion. Maybe that build is super strong. I just wouldn't bring it on a brawl map like this. All right, switch sides. Here we go. It's 1-1. So now we're gonna see what we got. But a lot of close matches this weekend. I think the seeding was really strong. At least I was paying attention to a lot of the Fjord matches, FJRD matches, and almost every single one was. I think every single one so far has been 2-3 in favor of, either team.
Yeah, a lot of the FJRD matches have been very close.
Yeah, so this is 1-1. Looking like we may have another, some team ends up with 2, some team winds up with 3 down the stretch. But Jägers did a great job. Their focusing fire, their focus fire just really prevailed down the stretch. They preserved their Battlemaster, who had most of the DPS, and he was able to get a ton of damage out. So that was big on them. They managed. I think that, to me, it just seemed like Ukrainian Avengers just lost the thread of the brawl there, and kind of the target calling just fell off, and they weren't able to finish mechs, and that's what cost them. So.
See, I feel like FJRD's focus fire wasn't that great at the start of the match. But
initially,
once they were able to take that Charger down, that's when their focus fire really, really started to pick up.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that once they got into that low ground situation where they weren't kind of all over each other, they were able to pull it out there. And they, again, spotted them a Crusader for free. Adam Core, who I think is the team leader, so he's probably probably called a push, and nobody else followed him, and they all just hung him out to dry, but still managed to pull it in. And I did want to mention it was Salty Dwarf Duck in the fleet, correct?
I believe so.
Yeah, he just tore them up. The Charger he dropped on had he liked them and barely took any damage. He really went. Oh, Team 2 saying lock, so they're not even waiting for Team 1 to lock. We're getting Dark Prince in here, and we're subbing out Wrath Maniac, looks like. So we'll see. But looks like they're getting organized. But again, we're seeing Bravo Charlie actually from Team 2. So if we're seeing Bravo Charlie, that's again screaming to me like a C4 setup. it's interesting that they have the team 2, the UA, has been setting up 2, 2, and 2 when they've been brawling. So going 3 and 3
Might be
at least something different.
might be a receive deck.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like maybe Charlie 4, Charlie 5. They've used all their chargers, which is an interesting move. I think the charger is a really strong mech in this first map pool. But both teams have used all of them, I think, already, or maybe FJRD still has one more.
I think FJRD still has one more charger.
No, they didn't use any last drop. They used Battle Masters and stuff.
Oh, that's right. They did.
I think. So they may still have 2, so we might see some more chargers here. People really like chargers on series, which I don't fully understand, but, you know, it is what it is. All right, let's see if they lock here and we can get the match. And we're seeing Alpha Bravo. So maybe an Epsilon setup?
Maybe.
I'm actually inclining towards maybe some kind of trade / receive here. But yeah, I think the FJRD guys have lost the first one because they were not aggressive enough, and this one they need to get a little like the last one they probably weren't aggressive enough early on. They had some guys isolated and could have dropped on them really easily. But
it just
is what it is.
From my perspective, it seemed like the FJRD guys weren't that coordinated on the first drop, but now it seems like they're starting to pick it up.
I mean, they got some mechs down quick. I thought they were winning their trades early, but I'll cover Gamma side team, by the way, if you want to cover Sigma. It was just the fact was they focused the wrong mechs, right? If they got more aggressive, pushed in, they could have gotten to the bigger mechs faster, and they would have probably been okay. That, and I think they lost one of their javelins really early for who I think was pretty fresh. But we'll see. Either way, I wanted to give out a shout out to Salty Dwarf. I think he was the flea. He was a menace last game. That flea for Jaeger was a menace.
All right, so for Ukrainian Avengers, we have another quick draw IV4, a Grasshopper Victor, a Raven, another Victor, and a Centurion. I'm curious what these Victors have, but
these are really crazy decks here. So this has got to be a receive from Jaeger, I think. They've got 2 chargers. They've got a snub AC-20 Cataphract, and the chargers are the 2 large X-Pulse 5 small lasers. They have an MRM Light PC Belial, and they have 2 snub Phoenix Hawks. So basically 1 brawler, 2 receivers, and 3 Pop-Tartars. So this can't be a brawl deck, I don't think. So, and then for UA, it's kind of weird. I mean,
it's a mix. It's a mix of brawl and receive. We got the Centurion with 2 LB5s.
Yeah, that's a receive mech, but they're trying to brawl here because their weight is all brawl. And they've got a mid-range Grasshopper.
Mid-range Grasshopper. The Victors are straight brawl. Looks like Fjord's getting some early damage out with those large X pulses. They've spotted the entire enemy team.
Yeah, their Pop-Tartars need to be swarming right now. They got to get this damage out earlier. They're not going to be able to weather a storm, because they're getting pushed right now. So those Pop-Tartars need to screen. Those Phoenix Hawks need to get up there, get up the hill. They're trying to Pop-Tart over. They don't realize, I think, that they're getting rolled up on it fast and in a hurry. So, well, if this push stalls right here, Jaeger's gonna have a really good chance, because this is right kind of what they want. But Rainbow 7 is getting way too aggressive.
He's pushing.
He needs to not move. Well, on this corner, he's relatively okay, as long as he backs off and doesn't take.
Looks like the quick draw. The quick draw's been legged
already. Wow, that's why he was going for it. Oh, and they're tearing apart the Centurion as well. And the quick draw's almost dead. The quick draw's almost dead. Those Pop-Tarts need to be opportunistic and finish that guy off. They can't let that guy get any more damage. But and then their Victor
Seb just took a big hit. He's legged now.
They need to focus the Centurion. They need to focus this quick draw, not let this quick draw keep dragging his life out. So this is an interesting fight here. This trade on the corner, the percentages are going in favor of FJRD for now. But the Cataphract got legged. Okay, they finished the quick draw. That shot might win the game. Oh, this Victor's getting tore up. He's at 37%. And they're managing to draw the life. Oh, quick draw. The Victor's down. Now it's time for momentum. This is where you got to get the momentum. You got to push. I think this Centurion is legged, and he's getting cored out.
Centurion is like, they still have that second Victor to worry about.
They need to, if UA wants to pull it out, they need to kill that Charger. They need it dead. It's going, and now this is the part where Fjord needs to push. FJRD needs to push. They got to get these mechs down.
Fjord's Cataphract just went down.
Yes, and now it's this Grasshopper who's almost legged, who's almost torsoed, and then a Raven. That Raven can't probably win a duel against a Phoenix Hawk.
I'm surprised that this Charger has survived for as long as it has.
He's been tanking like a beast, like, honestly, and now it's just his Raven left. Now it's the Raven left. Man, those Phoenix Hawks swarmed. Those guys were finding angles. They were jumping up over high. I didn't see this Charger. Bro was torso, CT'd, and legged.
Oh my gosh.
Open side torso, open CT, 2 small lasers, and both arms blown off too. Bro made the most of it. And look at this, Salty Dwarf again. 668 in the Phoenix Hawk, and Adam Core with 582. Bro was swarming. And also Yuri Pro in the Charger, not the really beat up one, but did 756 or 746 and 538. The main standout from UA was Svendrum with 648 in the Victor. So yeah, man put in a lot of work. I think he was the last Victor to go down, but Dark Prince only 185 in the Belial. He must have been having a hard time finding some spots, but
probably just having difficult time finding the angles while pop-tarting, trying to make the most of those light PPCs and MRM10s. Yeah,
probably got maybe he was getting locked down match early. That Grasshopper might have been locking him down, preventing him from pop-tarting. So, but the Chargers, the fact that those guys lived so long is really what won in the match, and only one death from that Cataphract. Cataphracts take a lot of damage. He did 471, a lot of damage done by Jaeger there. They really took it to him on that match. That was actually pretty crazy, some of the tanking that was done, especially Seb in that Charger.
Yeah.
Man just said, I'm not gonna die. You're not killing me.
And so sorry, chat. I completely missed that. I forgot to switch the sides for the scoreboard. That's been fixed. Yeah. It's currently 2-1 in FJRD Jäger's favor.
Yes. UA took the first drop on Emerald Vale. They took it 6-3, and then this last drop was 6-1, and then the drop before that, Jägers took the last drop 6-1. The drop before that on kills was, I think, 6-3 again in favor of Jägers. I think they only had 3 left. So pretty competitive so far.
Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to the map tool. What do you think we should be expecting for Caustic Valley?
Trade.
Trade?
That's what a lot of teams. Well, trade receive. Really, a lot of teams love DACA. You see a lot of it. I personally, now that obviously the week is over and we've used our strategies for the big heavy ton drop, I really like Brawl Push from side 2. I think that if you're scouting properly, you can really get down line here. If you're looking at the map, down the 3 line, because people love setting up trade mechs in these spots, and they're just not far enough back that if you can get to there relatively healthy, you can really start bursting them down. If you're able to just get closer. So that's what I like from side 2. From side 1. It's basically Stalkers and Night Stars and Maulers and Corsairs, DACA, range, receive in some of these positions. Fox 3, Fox 2, Golf 3, Golf 4. See some Golf, Fox 4, Golf 4. See on these positions. Sometimes you'll see a guy in FF6. This isn't a bad spot if you have angles on Theta, but you are vulnerable to getting swarmed by the enemy lights from side 2 if they're also set up in trade. But that's what you see. So from Team 1, I would not be surprised if they were stacking DACA mechs. But if they're going to be 410 ton tells me Brawl.
See,
I don't see why you wouldn't use your full tonnage if you're not brawling, if you're not trading.
What I'm hoping to see is just straight Brawl down the down the 3 line from Team 2 and Brawl up the 3 line from Team 1. And then they just meet right here.
We saw that yesterday in a match, and it kind of got chaotic because neither team scouted the other team.
Exactly. It was a lot of fun to see it.
Yeah, and it kind of got really messy. It was a really messy brawl, but Bravo Charlie spawn 3-3. That's a little bit weird. Honestly, Bravo Charlie spawn tells me they're going to put a guy Golf 3, Fox 4, Fox 3, and send 3 guys to Theta.
You're looking at the wrong.
Oh, that's
Team
2. Team 2. What am I talking about? Yeah, Bravo Charlie spawn tells me I guess they probably are pushing this vertical. That's what it says, or they're like, that's really what I see. So from Alpha, they're at 440. Okay, so they got some kind of weight on the board, I would guess, if they're not just obviously like making it up on the fly. They got some kind of weight here. So maybe we'll see an X-Pulse Atlas. That was a mech that was really popular in Worlds, but I haven't seen. So
I've seen it in a couple of drops. I've seen it in a couple of drops.
Oh, okay. Okay. I know that you were doing some more casting yesterday, so maybe that's a mech we'll see. 2-minute warning. They got 2 minutes. Everybody except Adam Core is ready. They haven't changed their lances. Bravo Alpha would be a weird... They're not all ready. Okay, that's strange. This is a little strange. So 410, and you're going Alpha Bravo from Team 1. Oh, Dark Prince unreadied. Okay. Yeah, there we go. I was going to count it down again, but...
I like that as soon as the countdown ends, as soon as I'm about to hit launch, somebody unreadies.
Yeah. So Bravo Alpha from Team 1 is strange. Are they going to push middle?
You know, that's a good question.
So I'll cover side 1 here. You can cover side 2. I'll go over to the Gamma side. And we'll see. Yeah, that's a little bit of a weird lance configuration, I guess. Maybe they're trying to trade off these mountains behind Alpha. Again, feels like a lot of my analysis is purely look at the lances.
Well, I mean, that's all we get.
What might they do?
That's all we get. We get the knowledge from their previous matches about what their playstyles might be. We get to see their lance placements, and then we see their tonnage. And
I'm gonna guess DACA here, though. Like, that's what I'm guessing for Jägers is DACA. The FJRD team, they've run receive decks like every single time. So I'm guessing DACA. I'm gonna guess they're gonna stack DACA. That seems to be like the style they want to play. They want to have that flexibility to brawl / receive. So we'll see here what we got.
From Ukrainian Avengers, we have a Hatamoto, a Crusader Krail, 2 Orion VAs, a Grasshopper, and a Bushwhacker. So that, to me, screams brawl with a little bit of mid-range. A little bit of DACA mid-range.
This is hard receive. They've got a Gauss ER medium, 1 Gauss, 2 ER mediums, 2 ER large. I mean, 2 Gauss, 2 ER mediums, 2 ER large from the Corsair, 6 ER large Stalker, and they have an Annihilator with 5 Ultra AC5s.
Whew!
And then a Blazer Wolfhound. And then whatever's on Theta, which is going to be the Locust from Salty Dwarf Duck. So Salty Dwarf Duck looks to be the light pilot. So, yeah, we got an Orion here as well. This is actually an interesting build. I actually like this build from Atom Core. 2 light PPCs, 2 Ultra AC5s, 3 SRM2s. That's pretty interesting, actually.
That is.
Like, that's got some receive. And they're all looking straight down line. Let's see where...
Ukrainian Avengers are wrapping around Theta. They're not.
Yeah, they're not trying to go. They're not going down. They're not going down the line that I thought they were going to be going down. They got a couple of Orions. They had a Krail. They're trying to brawl here. I think it's a weird. They got a Bushwhacker with 4 HMGs, 3 SRM6s. Does that have MG quirks? Okay, well, this is going to be a hard receive for them. The Annihilator's trying to get up this hill. If the Annihilator gets up the hill, they're going to need to push all onto this hill, and if they get there, they win, and if they don't get there, they lose. So they need to be intact. Also, these are really weird Orion VA builds. They're 2 light PPCs, 4 SRM6s with Artemis.
It's
That's a little bit
a
strange.
little bit of brawl with a little bit of range.
Okay, they need to go for this Krail's legs. That needs to be the primary target for this advance. They need to see that they've got a Krail, and they need to go its legs, and they need to be not being hesitant to expose here. If they don't expose full all their guys right here, they need to be able to take this fight on.
So FJRD does know where UA is at.
Where's the Annihilator go? Oh, does the Annihilator low ground here?
He went low ground.
Oh, and so is the Orion. So they're trying to basically draw them into this fight right here. So what are they going to focus first? This Krail is trying to get up to the enemy here.
Looks like the Orion is getting hurt.
Yeah, the Orion's close. He's clearly supposed to be the focus mech here. But this is a little bit sloppy of an approach, also a receive as well. This Annie's trying to get onto this other Orion. This is very messy here. Okay, this Annihilator might need help, but he's getting help from the Locust and the Orion. So this is one fight.
The Wolfhound's getting caught out.
What's
up on the hill? Up on the hill we have the Krail and the Orion. They just took out the Stalker.
Yes, so the Krail... Okay, so the Wolfhound gets caught out here, so it's 2-1. I think that this is probably going to go in favor of UA. Just the receive lines have not been there thus far. So this Krail is really fresh, and
Corsair just went down.
Now the Grasshopper goes down, and that at least keeps it interesting. Especially with them taking on this. If they were shooting the correct torso,
there goes the Annihilator.
Maybe he'd be able to make it interesting if they had taken the good torso off this Hatamoto. But this is gonna be. I'm gonna call this for sure in favor of UA. So.
Oh yeah.
Just they didn't focus fire and didn't get enough in on time, down line. So. Salty Dwarf's gonna try to do his best, but he's trying to get as much damage in as he can. He's really outmaneuvering right here, but it's he can't take a 4-on-1, so
it's very hard to dodge all those machine guns.
Trying to see what's healthy. They didn't screen for their assaults on the high ground well enough, and the Annihilator needed to be on that high ground spot. He was not in a good spot to get, they need to be getting damage in as they go, and they need to be focusing the Krail. Yeah, the focus fire was way better, and the approach was very, very strong, even with some of these weirder builds from UA. So, but I mean, maybe 2 light PPCs, 4 Artemis 6s. That's a Orion that might have a max end. So maybe it goes 80 kph, and that's why they built it.
Maybe.
But that's definitely an interesting strategy. So, and we should be going to a game 5 here.
Game 5, the one for the money. I love it when matches go to the 5th.
Yeah, for the loot. So it's gonna be 2-2 here, and we're gonna be getting a 5th game. Best of luck to both teams here. This has been very impressive to watch. So
very tight,
very solid win here. If focus the other torso on this Hatamoto, you take all his weapons. Maybe it's a different game if you get that off early, because that guy was missing a torso for a long time. But I mean, the Annihilator did 650 for FJRD. Who are the heavy hitters? The Bushwhacker. I mean, I said that was not a very good build, I felt. But 557 from a Bushwhacker, you can't really ask for much more than that. And then the Crusader Krail here, bro did 656. So you need to get that Krail down. That Krail always needs to be the focus. If a Krail gets into you, it's pretty much Jover at that point. The Wolfhound Grinner probably needed to skirmish a little bit better. 138. He had a lot of opportunities early on. I'm surprised he died so quickly. But is what it is. Still, solid damage performances. Again, Salty Dwarf ducking the Locust with 456. A lot of that was maybe a little bit too late, but he was doing his best trying to protect the Annihilator and all that. So we'll see what this last drop looks like, but I'm interested to see how drop 5 shapes out. So
alrighty, one last Side swap.
Yeah, that's I've been very impressed by both teams. Obviously, Jaeger. I know in the higher divs they generally seed the teams based on when you look at the seeding, it's generally based on uh like the teams that are favored to win and all that. So uh I think that Jaegers was at the bottom of this division, and then top was UA. So the fact that it's 2-2 with a team that was, from what I see, predicted to win in UA, the division, versus the team that was predicted to maybe finish last, I think that's pretty impressive so far. So we'll see what happens in this final drop.
It's also the first week of the tournament, so teams might not be as cohesive as they will be down the stretch.
Yeah, we'll see how it'll all shake out. The favorites don't always win, but it's going to be interesting here to see how this plays out down the stretch, and what we're looking at the final week. But I think both teams are in great spots, so we'll see what we got. Trying to catch up on chat, but they're obviously a little bit behind.
Yeah, they're going to be 5 minutes behind us.
We had an ad break incoming, so I put it snoozed it for 5 minutes.
Ooh,
so it didn't
thank
happen
you.
right in the middle of this fight.
Thank you very much for doing that.
Yeah, I don't want it to happen right in the critical moment. But yeah, we got 41 people watching. If you're any of you are first-time viewers, welcome to the channel. We do a lot of different stuff here, but we've been really enjoying doing some casting this first week of ISC. So, getting 475 tonnage on the side of UA right now.
So
I think they may bring some 100 tonners.
They're capping out on their tonnage.
Well, it's 425. They're over capped, but but like if you see 475, that means somebody switched to something really heavy. But now it's 395, so who knows?
Looks like Jägers is sitting at 440, trying to figure out what mech they want to bring or swap out.
Well, I think they're not switching. They probably are going to swap out pilots. They've been pretty. They generally aren't making a lot of moves until after the other team locks. So. Yeah. And right now we're on the part of the stream where it's this last ditch attempt by this Locust. So we're seeing Alpha and Bravo Lance. I'll break this down from Team 1. The same setup as Jägers did, which is interesting. Maybe we'll look at a similar trade receive setup strat here.
Maybe.
Okay, it looks like they're swapping Dark Prince out for somebody, or he's going to fix a mech, something like that. I wouldn't be surprised to see Seb getting in here, or one of the other guys. Yeah, Rainbow Seb's back in. So Rainbow Seb looks like he might still be in that Charger since the tonnage went up so high. So we'll see what we've got.
But
Bravo Alpha.
I'm surprised we have not seen a single Dervish.
Yeah, a little bit strange, but we'll see what goes on in this this very critical Game 5. So it's going to be interesting. We've got a lot from UA, so looks like they're still figuring out their deck on Team 2. How much time are we at, Luscious, here?
2.5 minutes.
Okay. So we'll see here. Okay, they're down to 420. Looks like they're about ready to lock here. I'm gonna tell them they still have 2 minutes.
Yep. I'm gonna hit it just a couple seconds early, but you know.
Oh, they're locked. Okay. Oh, well, they're not locked. Adam, he's ready. Adam, of course, said locked, but forgot to click. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Final drop. We're seeing Bravo Charlie. I'm looking at push down line. I'm going to see Charlie 4, Charlie 3, and then 3 line push is what I'm thinking from Jägers here with that setup.
Just full send it?
Like what the other team did, but with a little bit different pathing, I think, last game. So what UA did last game, they kind of tucked inside towards Theta. I'm just going to guess that we're going to see, and you can have Team 2 this time, I'm just going to guess that we're going to see fast mechs moving down the outside, because I feel like that's what Bravo Charlie generally signifies. But we'll obviously see when everybody loads in, and we see how this critical Game 5 goes, because it's down to another critical Game 5, and I'm excited to see how this shapes out and who is going to prevail.
We got Andy making a guess. Maybe Triple Dervish and Big Mechs like Night Stars last?
Could see that. They've already used 2 Orions. I know there are a lot of guys on that team that like Orions on the Jägers team. But yeah, maybe we see Triple Dervish is last. Who knows? Triple Dervish is 3 Atlases with X-Pulse.
Dude, that would be bonkers.
Probably fit something like that.
Alright, looking at Jaeger's side, we have a Battlemaster, 2 Annihilators, a Cataphract, Flea, and a Blackjack Arrow.
This is like a slowish DACA push, countered by what looks to be a full DACA receive by Ukrainian Avengers.
Yeah, look at that.
Which is going to be Bushwhackers and it's all rotaries. It's all racks. All rack drop from UA. 3 quad rack 2 Night Stars and 2 quad rack 5 or 2 double rack 5 Bushwhackers. This is a rack drop deck. That's and then we got an X-Pulse Irby. That's interesting. So they're going to probably set up in power positions for receive. We'll see who has more DPS. I mean,
you can't really beat the DPS on racks.
If you jam, you can. So we got the snub Cataphract again. We got 2 large pulse light machine gun, 1 ER medium on the Blackjack Arrow. He's scouting. So they're seeing the racks incoming, but they're not setting up to receive. They want to push. They're doing a rack push here. So Adam Core and the Arrow needs to not be trading. There's no reason to do that.
Strikeout on Adam Core.
So they're getting set up here towards this corner. Let's see what I'm going to see what the blue team's doing, because this is much more interesting to me. Looks like the other teams are trying. The red teams are trying to get ready to go. Fjord over there, Jaeger. But now over here, UA, they're trying to set up. They're trying to go down line here. They want to get aggressive with the racks, which I honestly think is probably the wrong move. I'm not going to lie. The one weakness you got to know is that these Night Stars with the 4 rack 2s are hot. They're a hot mech.
Yes.
It's not going to be something that you're going to be able to put a ton of fire down range on if you start heat capping. If they get too close, then the brawlers and the cooler DPS is going to probably prevail, or at least have an advantage. So they're setting up to receive this rack push. I wouldn't do that. I'd try to get aggressive maybe, but we'll see how this goes. This is definitely very interesting. Okay, so they're trying to trade racks versus AC5s. They just need to back up. They just need to not give the rack guys shots. I think that's the play. Or they need to, let the rack guys, if they're going to get close, let them get close. Yuri Pros would be taking a lot of damage, but is just basically getting chipped by this this racks. And the racks are coming in. They're going now. They're going.
They're pushing. Blackjack's
so
making some peaks.
I keep thinking that they should be getting wrecked, but this Cataphract is doing a great job pathing behind these rocks. They're shooting at him and just doing nothing, but you're creeping, they're heaving up. Like, they're shooting rocks where they think he is. So it's definitely some questionable decisions there, but they're going to try to take this hill. This Annihilator needs to, these guys, they need to put up a UAV right now. Oh, Jaeger does have a UAV up, so they should know where they are. They're wrapping this wide corner. They're looking high. They're trying to take this UAV down. But they should be in position to do this. So they know where they are now. So this Night Star is going wide. He's going to fall? This is just going to go, this is a little bit weird. They're trying to get these UAVs down.
So that Night Star that fell, he's out of position. He's blundered.
Yeah, they're trying to take the hill, but the Annihilator has angles. This Bushwhacker just got his torso almost completely taken off. They're not all poking at once.
So this Night Star is going to try to wrap around the side of the mountain and try to get a flank.
Oh, they're pushing. It looks like they're pushing on the left here. Looks like this fight is going to happen right here on the left-hand side. The cataphract's going in, pushing straight into the firing line, but he's maybe if he gets out without dying, that is actually a big win. But it's the committal is happening now. They needed to be more measured with this push. They're not all pushing together. They need to all go in or not. I think this is going to go in favor of well, they might get this Night Star for free on this left side. If they get this Night Star for free on this left side, that could change the fight entirely. So the Night Star's gonna go down.
Night Star went down. Battlemaster and Annihilator went down.
Annihilator goes down. So yeah, this is gonna go in favor of the UA guys. I think this is gonna go in favor of them just because. I mean, maybe if you get this Irby down, you have some chances for clutch.
Looks like the second Annihilator just went down.
Maybe you have some kiting opportunities if you get this Irby down. Irby's still up though. Well, now you need to run and try to get. Oh, he's got stuck. See, the one thing you do need to be aware of is that if you can get a couple of these guys down, maybe you can pull something out on caps. Especially like this Bushwhacker's low. You have a Flea, they're all in really slow mechs. If you can get this guy down, maybe you can do something here, but it's gonna have to come a little bit. Just gotta make sure it's not too little too late, and then that's the Blackjack down, so it's probably over near. This Flea needs to try to run and prolong this game if he wants any chance. He needs to get out of there, because he does have a big cap advantage. If he can just prolong this, if he can get back towards Gamma. But it looks like he's gonna try to take this Bushwhacker on, maybe? One thing racks aren't good against is lights, so...
Yeah, because you need to lead. You need to lead the light. You gotta.
They're trying to storm him. He needs to get out of there. He could probably win this on caps, have a chance at least. But he really wants that Bushwhacker kill. But he needs to not get legged. So where's the open? Legs, obviously. So they're trying to leg him. He just needs to poke this Bushwhacker real quick, kill him, and then get out of there. He's on a 2-on-1. If he can get this into a 1-on-1, maybe he can do something, but... He's actually kind of in his playground here. So we'll see if this can become a clutch. He needs to not run around that corner, because that's exactly where they were looking for him, so... And that's going to be game.
GG.
2-3 in favor of UA there. Just some poor corner management with getting a little too aggressive. They're going to push. They need to all go at once from Jaeger, but that was a very interesting rack deck. And the Bushwhackers really putting in a lot of work. 615 by one of that Bushwhackers. That's a ton of damage, especially considering you got, multiple Night Stars on the field that have more DPS. But the Flea, again, 643, was really all over him. It was the Cataphract who got a little overextended that really didn't have the highest damage, but great game by all parties. Luscious, can you send the UA guys the API? I mean, that's just an impressive match, 2-3. So, great performance, and excited to see what these teams both do in the future. But obviously, both should feel pretty good about how they did. That was a really, a very tight match, obviously, down the stretch. So
very tight.
So, well, thanks everyone for showing up. I appreciate all y'all coming out to play and watch. And excited to see some more Div I action or Div H action next week, hopefully. So, GG's everyone, and I guess if Luscious, you don't have anything else to say.
Just thanks for coming out, Mechwarriors. It's been fun. Big stompy robots, lots of fun. I won't be doing any more casts this weekend, as I believe that this is one of the final matches that were left for this week.
Might be the last one, maybe.
Yeah.
But will we see you again next week at all?
Oh, of course. I'll be casting matches all ISC.
Fantastic. Well, hopefully you'll let me come back on to give some more analysis.
Of course. I love having other people come around, do a little bit more talking so that I can focus more on the camera placement and keeping the scoreboard up to date.
Fair enough. Well, good work by all teams involved, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Iron, for dropping by.
Peace, peace.
Well, that is it for today, Mech Warriors. I was Luscious Balzac from FJRD. That with us was Iron Wolfpack 64, leader of the FJRD unit. Yeah, anyways, keep it luscious.